Public Services. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kenlock,
Present.
Commissioner Hattis,
Present.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Here.
Commissioner Palomero,
Here.
Chair Mareki.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Okay, next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Next item.
C, approve the November 28th, 2023 meeting minutes.
So moved.
All right, we have an approval and support for the meeting minutes of last time. Any questions, changes? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any noes? Item passes. Oh, here, you can vote on your pad.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Next item.
Item 1, under new business, boarding report on the completion status of road repairs pertaining to the township paving program.
Okay, this is a receive and file. And I just want to add, I was talking with Commissioner Kinlock last week about the fact that we have $5 million in the township paving program for next year, and that we were gonna start talking about that maybe after the first of the year, Commissioner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I know that, of course, that the administration's aware that there's $5 million in that program.
So a question, is there anyone here who can speak to it? Anyone here?
I don't
Okay.
think so. I know they want to make some changes in the program, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if he.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Alan Coe, the Assistant Division Director of Engineering. Good morning.
Good morning. So have you heard any rumblings of starting this program up again? I know there's been talk over the last couple of years of maybe making some changes on how it was done probably 3 years ago. I don't think we've had it for 2 or 3 years.
2019 is the last one that
Oh, 2019.
Yes,
So it's even more.
2014, 17, and 19, if I'm not mistaken, but the last one is 19.
Okay, so have you heard anything? Oh, Commissioner, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner Kinlock.
Yeah, yes, because we allocated the money in this current budget, and it was a surprise to me that there was some not clear understanding on how the money is to be utilized for this program. I thought that there would be a framework that's already in place that was, it could probably be modified based upon certain new circumstances, but I thought it was already a framework that was in place. And so what I had talked to the chair about was to actually get whatever policy associated with this program, how it was utilized. So it would be more solid to put it in an ordinance form to create a clear instruction on how the program is to be run, and then have recommendations from the administration as relates to any subsequent changes, because we need to have a permanent model in place for if and when we determine that there's funds available to fund this program. It should have been a more solid framework or direction on how to utilize these dollars, in my opinion.
There was a discussion about this program, but there is no final recommendation. So we have to make a final recommendation on which township will be receiving this fund, but there is no final.
Okay, I'm going to ask through the chair if you could, and I'll reach out to you all, Mr. Condrevas, if you all can recommend an ordinance to us as it relates to spelling out the formula or what. How you are determining what communities that will be selected, but we need to have a solid and clear framework that we all would understand how these dollars would be used as relates to the township road fund.
Okay, we'll discuss it and we'll give you the information.
Okay, and please, giving information means to giving it to the chair of the commission as well as our council.
Okay, we'll do that.
And Terrence as well.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Felicia's looking back, oh, more work? Right. Yeah.
She perked right up when
Yeah,
you said
yeah,
ordinance. Okay. Anything else on this? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. From what I recall, the last time we did this, the larger townships received more money. It's not like you take how many townships are in the county and divide it by, and they all get the same amount. That is not the case. That's at least last time. So the bigger townships did receive more money.
That makes sense.
And there was also a match in many cases
There was.
as well. So, and I think I think they want to iron out some of the problems because I think there's still townships that have not completed what, according to the reports, this still have issues on this. So we've been asking for this for a long time, and thank you to your leadership for getting this money actually in the budget now. So I'm sure we can all work on this together and
Absolutely.
yeah,
Let me absolutely say, I thank the chair. She was very, very helpful, as well as the
Great.
executive, and agreeing that this was the time to do it. Both the executive, Warren Evans, as well as the chair. I guess there've been a lot of rumbling, I guess, from you over the years. Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you to all three of you because the townships, I mean, we hear about this all the time with their roads. So this will be a help, definitely, for any of the commissioners that have townships. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you.
anything else? All right, next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a 3-year revenue generating professional services contract with a 2-year option to renew with Greater Detroit Auto Auction for vehicle and equipment auction services for the Department of Public Services Equipment Division.
Okay, this is to auction off our cars, trucks, and we should make about 100,000 a year on this. It's a 3-year contract, and the vendor gets a 4.75% commission. And this is a new company, I believe. Any questions? I don't know. Is there, Michelle, can you answer? Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle Yancey, DPS admin. This is not a new company. We had them previously.
Oh, you did have them. Okay, Commissioner Hattis has a question.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, I didn't
will
hear
Put
you.
on your mic.
No, it's open to the public. Yes.
Does this take place on Telegraph? Do you know where they take place?
I'm not sure exactly
Okay.
the location of the auction. I can find out and let you
Yeah,
know.
I was just curious.
Okay.
Okay, so it's open to the public?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Any other questions? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Next item?
Item 3, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a cooperative agreement with Smith Group to continue providing engineering services for the Vinoy Dorsey Greenway.
Okay, this greenway is from Canton to Dearborn. And there's no change in the dollar amount. It's just extending the agreement. Questions on this? All right, next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of an addendum to a cooperative agreement with WCI Contractors to repair the Elizabeth Park, North Point Riverwalk in the city of Trenton.
Okay, this looks like they're just stabilizing and repairing about 80 linear feet. Is that right? Okay. For 91,000. Oh, Director. Good morning.
Good morning, Alicia Bradford, DPS Parks Division Director. Correct. This is one of the North Pier areas that some of the structure of the pier have gave way just to the water levels and things of that nature. So we're stabilizing that pier, and that's at Elizabeth Park. So as soon as the weather is conducive and approval of the contract, then we'll have that repair done and in place.
How long do you think that repair will last?
We're hoping that it will last at least 15 to 20 years. Just depends on water fluctuation. We know how water can treat cement and concrete. We're hoping to have it more stabilized, but we're looking for at least 15, 20 years of longevity with the repair.
All right. Questions on this? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 2-year option to renew with Garden City CJD LLC, DBA Suburban Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Garden City to provide original equipment manufacturer, Mopar parts and repairs for Chrysler cars, vans, pickups, and other light trucks.
Okay, this is for $500,000. And the clerk explained what this is for. Any questions on this? All right, next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of a 3-year professional services contract with a 2-year option to renew with Santoro Inc. for corrective and preventative maintenance and repair for the county's fleet of medium-duty trucks.
Is there someone here on this? Morning.
Good morning again, Michelle Yancey, DPS admin.
So this is like a as needed type contract?
Correct. There were this contract was actually split and you approved the contract for W.W. Williams. I believe at the last meeting or the meeting before that. So this is just the second part of the split contract.
It's a 3-year contract.
Yes,
Well, so far so good. We've had no snow.
cross our fingers.
Yeah.
And it looks like to the end of December, it might be nice weather.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, any questions on this? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of Amendment 2 to a 2-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with 10 Mile Creek Excavating to account for pavement removal for the resurfacing of 65 additional lanes within Wayne County roads, rights of way, and Michigan Department of Transportation, freeways, and truck lines.
Okay. Anyone on this? Steve? Good
Good
morning.
morning, Commissioners. Steve Shea, Division Director of Road Maintenance.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Good morning. So this is to pay for 153 miles that were already done. This is to extend it another 65 miles.
Right.
Okay,
So this is, like I said, this is just an option to extend for another year to cover the additional costs to extend that full year. And basically what 10 Mile Creek does for us is they mill the road, the existing surface. So prior to paving, we take off a layer of the existing pavement to get it down and remove all that and haul it off site. So we can ready to do prep work and then resurface.
okay, so these 65 miles, was that for this season?
This
Okay,
coming season.
this coming season.
Right, we're
Okay.
already done for this year. We ended up paving
180?
180 lane miles.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, I'm very proud of our people, what they did and how we accomplished that despite some of the obstacles that we faced, whether it's equipment breaking down or this weather. But, this is what road maintenance does.
No, you guys did a great job. Any questions on this?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
milling the road and resurface it with few inches. What's the life expectancy of that?
8 years, Commissioner Haddis.
8 years?
Yes. Basically, once we grind out and clean out all the surface, we come back, we'll wedge some of the slow spots, take the humps out or whether it be depressions. And then we put 2 inches of, 5E10, depending on where we're resurfacing. And then we hit it with 8 to 10 ton rollers that compact in place.
Boy, do they drive nice after. You see people speeding all over the place because it's so smooth.
It's a smooth surface.
Not to mention the donuts.
Yeah, the donuts. Oh my gosh. Another question, Commissioner?
It's last meeting of the year for this committee and most of the committee. Thank you and job well done, Steve. I could speak from my district road condition. And I want you to wish all the public service employee from the executive down to the one hold the flag on the road.
Mhm.
Very happy holiday.
Thank you, Commissioner. Will do.
Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to echo what Commissioner Haydous mentioned. Steve, you've been phenomenal since coming to DPS. There isn't a time when we reach out to DPS. Steve is always on it. We thank you for everything and happy holidays to all of you and your crews. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baydun. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Great job. Why don't you stay up? I think the next one, you'll be part of it too. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of Amendment 3 to a 1-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Cadillac Asphalt LLC for the purchase and delivery of hot mix asphalt to various job sites.
Okay, this is about $6 million contract.
Right.
So it's pretty self-explanatory.
It is. So basically what we did there, Commissioner, is that we extended it for another year because the vendor was holding their prices. So we thought that would be really good. You know, Henning, we pay almost, over $100 for a wearing course, which is the top layer. So if we, with the price of fuel going up, we thought it was a great opportunity to just extend it another year.
So that 5 million or almost 6 million
6 million.
will be for the next season.
Yes.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Any questions? Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of retroactive Amendment 5 to a 3-year contract, a 3-year agreement with the 1-year option to renew with WW Granger, Inc. to continue providing tools and equipment to ensure that various projects and repairs are completed at county locations.
Okay, will you also read number 10, Madam Clerk?
Item 10, requesting commission approval of retroactive Amendment 2 to a 3-year contract with one 2-year option to renew with MLC Industrial Supply to continue providing parts, tools, and equipment to ensure that various projects and repairs are completed throughout all county locations.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for taking those together.
Sure.
Gregory Hurst, Director of Facilities Management and Planning. So both of these are parts renewals for parts contracts. They expired in October. Currently, Granger is countywide, and I believe MSC is specific to my department. Good thing to report on these. We have not completed any work or expensed anything against these contracts. So these will be more of a renewal. And then once they're on the books, then we'll get back to ordering parts as necessary.
Okay, that's what I didn't know what the difference between these two contracts were. So you're saying the second one is specifically for you and buildings?
Correct. So both would be, both vendors offer a wide assortment of parts materials that we use. However, some of them are, they don't always overlap on the specific one. So we order from both. And the Granger contract, I know other departments utilize that as well.
All right, sounds good. Any questions? Thank you.
Absolutely.
Next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Waitrim Associates for construction engineering services for the reconstruction of Inkster Road from Ecorse Road to Van Born Road in the cities of Taylor and Romulus.
Okay, it's a $184,000 contract. Yeah. Questions? It's all just good news, right?
Better call Virginia.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was gonna say I like to be the motion maker, but I'm not gonna be here the 19th.
Oh, you aren't?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to pick someone to make your motion? The motion maker?
All of them together, of
Okay.
course. It's, you really know how to put me in the spot. But I love them all.
But remember the notation for the resolution though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next item.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a cooperative agreement with the 1-year option to renew with Professional Engineering Associates for as-needed civil design, landscape, architecture design, construction inspection, project administration, and surveying.
Okay, there's no change in the amount in this contract. Director Bradford, do you want to just come up and tell the committee just in a nutshell what's going on briefly with this company?
Good, Alicia Bradford again, DPS Parks Division Director. So this company, PEA, provides consulting services and project management for a number of our projects in Parks Division. And so we're just requesting, again, an extension for them. They're still conducting work for us for closeout projects, as well as they will be doing work for us under different funding for our ARPA projects as well.
Okay, and there's a lot of good stuff with these projects.
Yeah, we're looking forward to them.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to hearing about them as they go, as they, continue. Any questions?
I have a comment to Mrs. Bradford. She fit like gloves in the Park and Recreation, doing a great job.
Thank you.
I really enjoy working with you, and we hope you accomplished a lot of success in the past to continue that forward. And happy holiday to you and your entire department.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Commissioner Hayes. Thank you.
And I appreciate the interaction you have with the public with some of these things too. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you,
And-
Madam.
Yeah,
Chair.
Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for everything that you do, Alicia. While we have you here, can you share with us how the holiday light show is going so far this year?
Thank you. Through the chair, Commissioner Baydun, thank you. It is going quite well. We knew we would have some challenges with the Merriman Bridge that was closed, but it actually is assisting us a little bit with traffic flow where we don't have divergent different access areas and people getting caught up in Light Fest parking or traffic that they don't intend on visiting, but we're still on target. We have not did a major boost in attendance. We're basically on the same level of attendance as we had last year, but it's going well. We're receiving good responses through our surveys. So people that go through there have tickets, they have a QR code on the ticket that they're able to scan to give us a feedback on the survey. So we're getting good responses on our surveys. Of course, it's a 5-mile Light Fest show. We don't have every area energized with power. So we're looking to try to do that and fill in some gaps where there's some dark spaces, but we just want the public to know it's not like the zoo or other 1.5 and 2 mile. This is a 5-mile Light Fest show for $5, and we are doing that through the best implementation we can. But everyone is liking the new displays. We plan on doing some additional ones for next year as well.
When is the last day again?
The last day is December 24th. The
Okay.
last day is December 24th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it
you. Thank you for
operates
asking
Wednesday
that.
through Sunday. Thank you. So it operates Wednesday through
Okay.
Sunday only, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I keep saying a.m. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for asking that. All right. Any other questions?
No,
right.
maybe we should think in the future to have it extended to the new year, first day of the new year. Because people are still in the holiday mood.
Mhm.
Through the chair, we previously did that. We reviewed it and we looked at our attendance that we received in the last few years and during that last week of the holiday. We looked at the attendance and the number of vehicles that came through. And we also looked at our team and staff and wanted to do something really to assist with their morale. A number of the Parks Division, we're off during the holidays and we just have a few that are continuously working. So we thought it might be best that they be able to enjoy their families just as well as the others. So that's why we modified the schedule with the support. And we used our data with the attendance during that last week. And because we have the abbreviated schedule through Wednesday and Sunday, we made that adjustment. So this is the second season that we operated that way.
Excellent.
Did the number of vehicles drop off during that?
No,
time that
what
you-
we did, it did
Okay.
during that time. So when we looked at a 3-year trend before we made the decision to eliminate that last week, and as well, since we abbreviated the schedule, we used to operate when we had optimum number of staffing, we would operate from Monday through Sunday, but we now only operate Wednesday through Sunday based on our staffing gaps. So that's why we made that adjustment. And again, because we just wanted to allow our other team members to be able to enjoy that time off as well as we are.
Appreciate that. Did you have a question?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, over to the addenda, Madam Clerk.
Moving to the addenda, item 13, forwarding notification of an emergency procurement report for a construction contract with Barnett Roofing and Siding for the roof replacement at the Taylor Human Services Center.
Okay, this is an emergency procurement.
Yes, good morning again.
Morning.
Gregory Hurst, Director of Facilities Management and Planning. So this, I believe, is a receive and file component. There was an emergency roof at the Taylor Health or emergency roof replacement for the portion that the county houses at the Taylor Health Center. This work was performed in June. I believe, and so there was an emergency PO created, and I think we're here today and there's a gap in the timing is more due to the technical components of, even though we presented and was able to give the emergency purchase order to the vendor, get the work done and have that paid. There's still the formalities of creating the contracts. There are multiple components within those contracts that need to be completed in order to, on the back end, get that technically on the books in a more formal manner, if you will. That's the best explanation I could give without being on the legal team for the county. So the thing is, the work was completed, the vendor was paid, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, continue.
Yep. So this is one of those things. It took time to figure out and get things set on the back end. I think there were multiple questions, and so we're finally at a point where we can finalize that contract.
Thank you. Commissioner Kinlock.
Like to ask the commission counsel. Oh, she just went out in the hall. Felicia. Okay, yes. So you heard the response from Mr. Hurst as it relates to the questions that you had submitted. Payment being issued prior to any permanent or temporary signature, by the executive. So you had any further comments?
Through the chair to this honorable body, my only comment would be that the administration should just look at the process that they use internally with regards to processing emergency procurements. Understanding that there is a time issue, but also understanding that we have template contracts. And so trying to make sure that the paperwork is actually completed and signed appropriately and timely based on the circumstances. I know that there was another situation, I think, at the last set of committee meetings, and we had some more discussion regarding other departments and emergency procurements. So I just think they just need to look at their process to make sure that they're doing everything they can to make sure everything is properly processed in a timely manner.
I agree. So taking that into or hearing that, hopefully you'll take that back to your team. But I think it's more of a centralized process that's to be worked out in procurement. And I hope someone's here from procurement or listening in because I think that's very important. You even look at the process and streamline it or make the necessary adjustments so that whatever, process you put in place that is able to be completed before checks are cut.
Sure. And to give a little background as to the current process. So if I were to have an emergency today, we would contact the procurement director to receive a written communication that we are able to move forward. I believe we contact the CEO's office as well. Typically for my leadership is the CAO, Aaron Wagner, which would be someone that I would connect and make sure he is informed, and if not, any other designee, so that we do get that up front, so that we can cut the purchase order. We will definitely take the feedback in regards to on the back end, some of the other technical components that we need to complete in order to make sure these are done within a timely manner to get the full and completed process and TCM hopefully within that 60 days in which we're trying to achieve.
Thank you.
I have a question, Felicia, on this particular one, the CEO did not sign off on this. And does he always sign off on it before we get these?
So through the chair, it depends on the type of purchase. So if it's just for goods, only a PO was issued and usually not a contract. and POs are signed by the procurement director. If it's a contract, contracts are signed by the CEO or sometime his designee. I think the issue here is that, and I don't remember, because it's happened a few times, where the department will come back and say they were waiting to get the CEO signature to after commission approval. Well, these are emergency procurements that have already occurred. Services have already been rendered. You don't wait for our approval because this is just a receive and file. These are things that should take place immediately. So again, I think it's just a processing issue, and then the procurement division making sure that all of the various departments are aware of the actual procedures and things that should occur, like immediately trying to get a contract done and having it signed and issued, because you don't wait for us because you're not approving it. You're just receiving it at this point. So I think there are just some things they probably can look at. I think they're aware of those. And it's not just this department. It's, as Commissioner mentioned, it's probably more of a countywide, centralized thing that needs to just go through procurement for some tweaks.
And we also discussed last time that maybe we can work on this after the first of the year too, is that a process that the commission is notified when an emergency procurement is even asked for. So we have a heads up on something. So
And that's more of a probably a Darcel and more the CEO's office and working with procurement to put that in place. But so that you'll have that immediate notification, and then we can work on them submitting the paperwork in a timely manner, but also completing it in a time frame, or submitting it in a time frame where it can actually be complete when it comes here. So that is definitely something that we can work with procurement and the CEO's office on some type of process, and then come back for approval of that process from you all.
okay, great. Darcel?
Good morning. Well, yeah, good morning, commissioners. I had to check. Darcel Brown, Legislative Affairs Liaison for the Wayne County Executive's Office. I just want to make you all aware these are concerns that we are taking into account. I spoke with Arthur Walker last week. Myself, the chairwoman, and Felicia for a few minutes met with him just as an introduction. And what we're doing is taking these concerns, compiling them, having those reviewed. I plan to bring him, our procurement director, around to all of you all, so you all can have a one-on-one as well between the end of this year and early next year. So you all, if you all have any concerns, we can also add those to the list.
That's a great idea. And I just think that'll be really helpful if we can work out something where the commission just gets a heads up on these things. Because we've had so many of them with the jails, and so thank you. Anything else? All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I will now entertain a motion for the agenda.
We have a motion by Commissioner Baidoon and support by Commissioner Kinlock.
Okay. I'm not getting any of the.
Take your time.
You're already won, the hell.
No, I'm aiming in 1 minute will be double it. See, there's reason.
Okay. Will they have to come back to us, or just can I, okay.
So if she would just say it now, like
Okay.
it'll happen between now.
Okay, on item number 9, they're gonna be revising some of the account numbers. And these will be corrected before full board, but I'm just announcing it now so it doesn't have to come back as a different item. So that's for number 9.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we have an approval for the agenda by Commissioner Baidoon and supported by Commissioner Kinlock. And any more discussion? All right, please vote. Okay, motion passes for the agenda, our agenda to move on to the 19th. All right, next item, Madam Clerk.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Okay, I've heard of none. Next item.
G, public comments.
Okay, anybody from the public here in the room that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? You have a 2-minute timeline. Any emails?
No emails were received.
Okay, anybody on Zoom that you can see? Anybody on Zoom or on the phone? Please feel free to address this committee for 2 minutes. I don't see anyone. Is everyone unmuted?
The lines are unmuted.
All right. I don't see anyone. I don't hear anyone. Okay, next item.
Adjournment.
All right. All right. We have approval and support to adjourn